back to 40 Below Fruity. Today I want to talk about my raw food beauty routine. I've had a few questions from people asking if I experience dry skin and what do I use on my face and my hair, and so I just wanted to talk about that today. So I've got beside me the products that I use, and if you knew me before I went raw, you would look at this and feel shocked and go, that's all Tarah uses? I used to be a product junkie. I used so many products to stay beautiful and to try to raise my self-esteem, even though that wasn't working. But before I went raw, I'm just going to tell you the list of products that I use. So in a day, I'd wake up, I'd take my shower, I would use shampoo and conditioner on my hair, and then a moisturizing body wash because my skin was very, very dry. And then I would get out of the shower, I would use a cleanser on my face, a toner, and then I would slather my face and my entire body in moisturizer. Again, because my skin was so rough and scaly. I had eczema all over my arms, these painful red bumps, and I had cystic acne on my face. I had craters everywhere. And I was on acne medication for 7 years on a form of tetracycline. And I'm going to talk about healing my acne with a raw food lifestyle in another video. I won't go into it more here. But basically, I use so many products on my face. After I put the moisturizer and toner and cleanser on, I would cover my face in foundation because it was red and blotchy and I had redness all around my nose, and I felt very, very bad about myself. I hated the way I looked, so I always tried to cover myself up. And after my foundation, I would put powder on, and then I'd use this blemish stick to rub it in even more and try to make my face look even. Then I put eyeliner, eyeshadow, and mascara, and that was my look for the day. It took me about a half an hour just to do my makeup in the morning. And then, onto my hair. Now, I don't even use shampoo in my hair. But before, I used the shampoo and the conditioner. Once I got out of the shower, I would put on an anti-frizz cream serum because my hair was really dry too. Then I would use a curling mousse, and then gel, and then hairspray. And I put so many products in my hair that it wouldn't actually blow in the wind. It would stay right where it was, and it had this crust on it, and it just wouldn't move. And that's what I wanted. I wanted it to look perfect all of the time. So those are all the things I had to use to try to raise my self-esteem. And I spent around $150, $200 a month on personal care products. And that doesn't even count the other products that I used, for other different reasons. But just for those personal hygiene products, I was spending a lot of money. And I was putting so many toxic things into my skin. And so when I found a raw foods lifestyle, I was hearing of people coming down off of these products and stopping using these products, and I was terrified. I thought, no way am I going to stop wearing makeup, and no way am I going to stop, putting moisturizer in my body. And I was so emotionally attached to my products that it scared me to even think of getting rid of them. But nowadays, I don't use any of what I used to. So I'm going to show you what I use here. Since probably the last 2 years, just over 2 years, I've been kind of weaning off the products. So now, as a cleanser, all I use is just the simple Dr. Bronners soap. It's just it's an oil, a salt, and an acid, and it's just completely natural ingredients. This will last me about a year, so I barely have to use any of it. I just wash my hair with water, and I just massage my scalp, and that's it. And actually, since I cut nuts and seeds out of my diet, and since I've been really pure and keeping my fat low and eating lots of fruit, my hair is soft and shiny, and it curls now effortlessly. And so all I do is just get out of the shower, and I just leave my hair to dry. Sometimes I will put a little bit, this is coconut oil, and again, this whole thing of coconut oil will last me about a year as well, and I have to get more soon, but it's simple, it takes out any frizz, and it has a beautiful coconut aroma. It's just natural, it's not the stuff where the scent is taken out, it's just straight up coconut oil. It's great if you have any dry skin as well, which I actually don't get. Now that I eat so many hydrating foods, tons of fruit, I make sure to drink at least 3 to 4 liters of water a day, and I don't get dry skin. My skin is soft, even though I live in a very dry climate where I'm living right now, and it's very cold and it can be very harsh on the skin, I don't get dry skin. So instead of covering your body in moisturizers, which is just covering up the symptom, you got to get to the problem, and that is hydration. So if you're hydrated from the foods you eat and the water you drink, you won't need to use moisturizer. So that's just a little bit about that. As well, I have a product here just in case I do get dry skin. It's very, very simple, or if I get the odd blemish or something. It's called Nature's Aid, and it's just a series. It's aloe vera, vitamin E, witch hazel, rosemary, and tea tree, and it's extremely effective if you burn yourself on something or you get a cut or a scratch, and it's wonderful. Again, that'll last me a year or two. And then I have a face brush here. I use this probably once every couple of weeks, you know, just to stimulate the skin and create oxygen flow, but I don't need to use it a lot. I did in the beginning because I had really bad circulation in my skin and it was all red and blotchy, so this really helped me. As well, for my dental routine, this is it. I used to bleach my teeth every 6 months with these harsh bleaching strips and used all these different toothpastes and things like that. Now I use a toothbrush with water most of the time. Once a day I rinse out my mouth with baking soda to kill bacteria. That is it. I have no teeth problems. I had a lot of teeth problems before coming from a high-fat raw diet, and I have healed most of them on a low-fat raw diet. My teeth are white and I have no problems with them, all because I keep it simple. And so the last products, oh yeah, I also use floss. I floss daily too. Simple. These are inexpensive products that anybody can use, and sometimes the odd time, depending on where I am or if I'm taking a flight somewhere or it's just really, really hot and I'm sweating a lot, if there is any odor, which I usually don't experience because another beautiful benefit of a raw diet is you don't have to use deodorant. You don't smell. You're putting pure food in your body and you're not going to have body odor. But just in case I ever do, I've got a chunk of salt. That's all it is. It's as simple as it gets. There's no preservatives or chemicals. It's just salt, and it's the most effective one I've ever found, so that's it. And then for makeup, I don't wear makeup on my skin anymore because I used to have to, and it was really hard at first, which I'll talk about in my other video about healing my acne, to get away from makeup. I was so self-conscious, and it was really uncomfortable for the first few months not wearing makeup, and my skin was breaking out worse than ever as I was detoxing from all the salt I was eating before, and it took a long time for me to be comfortable enough in my skin not to wear makeup. So now all I use, this is a beet. This beet has lasted me 2 weeks. I cut a little sliver off each day, I put a little bit on my cheeks, it gives a little bit of color because sometimes you can get pale here where you don't have a lot of sun, and that's it. I don't have to wear foundation or cover up. My skin looks nice on its own, all because of a low-fat, high-carbohydrate raw diet. And then sometimes, like in this video, you'll see me wearing this EarthLab vegan mascara. It says raw mascara. I don't really know what that means, but it's great, and it washes off with water, again, so I don't have to use products to wash it off. And that's really it. What you see is what you get. I now spend maybe $20, $25 a month on personal care products, where I used to spend a lot more than that, 8 times that in a month. So a lot of people ask me, isn't this raw diet so expensive? How do you afford to eat all of this food and spend $150 a week on food? And frankly, the answer is I have changed my priorities. Instead of spending so much money on personal care products, alcohol and partying and material possessions like clothing, I now spend it on food. And I actually spend a lot less than I used to. That's really all that I use. And I'm going to have a video coming very soon about my acne. Okay, I know a lot of you have been asking questions. I healed from 7 years of cystic acne. I healed all of the pockmarks in my skin, all the little craters, and I have no evidence anymore. So stay tuned for that. It's going to come in a couple of weeks. And I hope you enjoyed this video.